is, I think, really important to highlight here. I think that a lot of people expected us to just start with the piece, since the riverfront and DeQuinder Cut are already built, to just keep extending and to go out from these areas. But we felt like, in true keeping with the mission and vision of what we were trying to achieve with the Greenway and its goals toward equity, it would be most important for the city to lead with starting in the area that has the potential to have the greatest quality of life impact for residents, which is off the Conrail. So there's significant environmental remediation work. This is probably the hardest infrastructurally to kind of start with, but it's also an area where we have a tremendous amount of support. There's even the Midwest Civic Block Club started their own group called the Heritage Greenways Conservancy. They have been phenomenal partners in terms of just their enthusiasm for the project, working with them to kind of keep a gut check of where we're going and how we're approaching this. And then really feeling integrated with the residents that live right off of this portion. So we're starting, this is the whole Conrail, this is the full Conrail. So we're starting with a 3-mile portion that goes from Warren up to Fullerton. And it has a little bit of a jog that runs on street. And part of that has been working with businesses that want to stay in place that we think are good community partners. We've been working really closely with the law department, with BSEED, and everyone else across a number of departments to kind of go through land negotiations of when enforcement is necessary and cleanups for residents, or where there are businesses that they're on the Conrail property that we purchased, working with them if it makes sense and they need that piece to stay, but then also if they aren't a good neighbor to residents, working on the kind of enforcement side. Doing those land negotiations has been a significant amount of work. We've also been working on the kind of surveying geotechnical and environmental issues and getting that approved by Eagle at the state level. And then our community engagement for this first phase, which I believe the full council saw as part of approving funds to be transferred to the DEGC for starting that work. And then, I already mentioned the environmental review, but we're looking at significant completion of that first 3-mile segment in the fall of next year. And some sort of a ribbon cutting event that can include the Barrow family and kind of share in his legacy and how that continues today through the Greenway. I think that we're running up against the time that we said we would take for your honorable body. So I'm just going to really quickly just show you these images of kind of understanding what a cross-section of the Conrail portion would look like, entirely off-street with a separated pedestrian pathway and bike pathway, because that's kind of the safest standards nationwide. This is how the May Creek Greenway will look, that again is being led by the Riverfront Conservancy. And this is the on-street portion of Joseph Campo that Hamtramck is leading. Linwood, just as again a quick before and after, so you can kind of visualize the impact. This is how it looks currently, and this is our kind of vision with the Greenway. So with that, I am going to conclude the presentation and look forward to any questions. Thank you for giving us the time to share.
Thank you. Thank you for that presentation. Do my colleagues have any questions or comments?
No questions.
Okay. I see your hand, Member Castaneda Lopez.
Thank you. Good morning to GSD and Parks and Rec for being here. Thank you for giving a shout out to the group in Midwest. They are talk about this all the time and can't wait to see it happen. So thank you for working so closely with them. I just have a question about the piece that's anticipated to go in Delray and Gordie Howe. I don't know. I know the planning study is actually taking place. We're going out canvassing with PDD tomorrow. So can you talk about that and what, if you're partnering with PDD around that to couple in those conversations, that we'll be having as it relates to the planning study for the area. That's the area, the piece that we're not as familiar with.